Hello my fellow Arconiacs, sorry for the long delay. Bear with me as this is going to be a long one. Here's my final theory before we get any trailers for season 2 of Only Murders in the Building. I'll go over who I think killed Bunny and what exactly is going on in the building. I hope you enjoy. In the Upper West Side of New York City lies the Arconia, a 14-story apartment building that holds many secrets, some of which have come to light, but many more that will be revealed in season 2. Some questions still remain, like who wrote the note on Jan's door, stating "I'm watching you"? Why did the tox report in Tim's cell phone never get sent to the labs by police? Who called the police for Bunny's murder? Was the Demuses working with anyone else? And the question that racked my brain the most, the answer that would clarify everything, who texted Charles and Oliver warning them to get out? I pose to you that there is an Arconian Crime Syndicate, a group of highly centralized enterprises run by criminals, not only by chance, but by design, that also live inside the Arconia. But here I hope to bring some of this underworld to light. Now I do believe that the murder of Tim Kona was, if not all, a crime of passion, though Jan's relationship could have been born out of the syndicate's attempt to keep an eye on Tim as he was getting close to their dealings with the Demuses and their part of it, of course, obtaining and selling of black market jewels. Now let me tell you something, I've looked at a lot of criminal organizations, mafias, gangs, and it's extremely rare that the same people who obtain the jewels are the same that sells them. They're often stolen and then fenced by another party. That means not only were they making money off of the jewelry, but with a legit business that makes a lot of money on its own as a funeral home. People often think of funeral homes as a scam, with common practices like embalming being useless in modern day and the astronomical cost of coffins. They were literally being paid to steal jewels and having a legitimate business as a cover. This is a great way to launder money from its other branches and activities. Teddy Demus said he saw the beauty in silence. It makes for beautiful friendships and partners, where people know and hear things about what you do and can act as if they never heard these things. I do believe that Jan was in fact one of these people, and that there are others that are silent in what they know, but more importantly, there are others that are complicit in the Arconian Crime Syndicate. The latest Death Bunny had a certain air about her. She was a bully and very mafia-like herself. In the words of Saz, something that helped the trio figure out what really happened to Tim: we must first find a motive. This proves harder than it seems. Though it appears her knowledge of something got her killed, this person has nothing against Charles and Oliver, whoever it was that killed Bunny, as I assume the murderer is the person who sent the text to Charles and Oliver and tried to get them out of the building so they would not be implicated in the murder. But they did not text Mabel, and this act in itself keeps Charles and Oliver out of the running for the killer. Though some may say the Golden Trio could have wanted revenge on Bunny for attempting to kick them out, I don't think that this is the case at all. Our favorite cat daddy, Howard, did publicly have an open spat with Bunny at the building meeting in episode 9, where she forced him to vote in favor of evicting Charles and Mabel. This was done under threat of Bunny putting Howard up for possible eviction. He seems to be okay with her though, so during episode 10, when we saw him get on the elevator with the new cat, he offered to have Bunny come over to play Parcheesi. This alone led me down a deep path. Even think that, like the Hardy Boys mysteries was a big part of the first season, the second season could use another set of mysteries, possibly Charlotte Armstrong, but at the end of the day, I felt that it was all too much of a stretch, and though Howard does have motive, he doesn't have, from what I know, the opportunity. In order to have the opportunity, we need to know where she died, and as I mentioned in a previous video, it seems for some reason Bunny was in Mabel's apartment and she was wearing an Only Murders hoodie and stabbed with Mabel's needle. In order to have the opportunity to do this, one would first need access to the apartment. This alone should take out a number of suspects down to 2. Oscar and his father, the superintendent Jose Torres. Oscar might have a key to Mabel's apartment, but Jose working as the building superintendent gives him access to the entirety of the Arconia. This brings us back to motive. What motive would Oscar or his father have against Bunny? Even more, why would either try to frame Mabel for her murder? But before we can understand any possible motives, we must circle back to the idea of a crime syndicate and the idea that there are people who know but do not act on what they know. I propose that, like Jan, there are people in the building that knew of the black market jewelry ring and other illegal activities in the building. And a person who would almost necessarily need to know is the building superintendent, Jose Torres. He likely would have even had to approve the construction of the Demas' secret room within their house. That is the job of the superintendent. Now, if I haven't lost you yet, I may in this next part because it holds quite a bit of conjecture. Let's say Oscar Torres is greeted by Bunny, who comes to Mabel's apartment looking for her, but she is on the roof. Oscar uses this time to confront her about her involvement or knowledge about the Arconian Crime Syndicate, and this information is given to him by his father. This crime syndicate took away one of his best friend's lives, his girlfriend at the time, 10 years of his life, and he tells Bunny that she isn't complicit in all of these things. She is complicit in ruining his life. Bunny, with her I don't give a shit attitude, tells Oscar something along the lines that he is to blame for his friend's death and that they were all delinquents. In a fit of rage, he stabs Bunny as retribution. Fearful as he doesn't want to go back to jail, he runs to his father, and like Teddy did for Theo, he helps him cover it up. He helps cover up what his son has done by first texting Charles and Oliver, an attempt to get them out of the building. The superintendent is a person who would have contact information for everyone in the building. Jose does not text Mabel, as he already did not want his son talking to her and thinking she is the root of these problems, when everything going on in the Arconia, even though he had nothing to do with it but knew about it, was going along smoothly and it was not impacting his life. So he wants her to take the fall for the murder. Jose will then give Oscar an alibi, saying that he was with him at the time of the murder, and Jose tells his son, Mabel, no matter how much he asks her to forget about all of this, and even had him as a character in her podcast when he just wanted to live a simple life. Jose will plead with his son to leave the Arconia so he no longer gets wrapped up in the issues created by the criminals in the building. So although there may be prescription drugs, jewelry, and likely art from the black market circulating and being sold from the Arconia, these murders are not a direct result of it. There are more stories of personal vengeance that revolve around characters, some of whom have links to or take part in the syndicate's activities. And as more people are murdered, more of their activities come to light. This is my idea of who killed Bunny and what's going on in the Arconia. Sorry it's taken so long to get out. Life has been a little bit hectic, but I plan on releasing a character profile of each character, starting with Mabel. Hopefully I can get one out each week, and then some other smaller videos about the show. Until we get the first trailer. Once we get the trailer, I'll do a breakdown of shot by shot of what I think's going on in the trailer and see if I can get an idea of what's going to happen within season 2. Also, this channel is changing from We Do Stuff to all my favorite things from the screen. In that, I will cover some reviews of my favorite TV shows and movies and just talk about them and things like that. New and old, not just current stuff, but construction's going on next door, so I'm gonna end this. But either way, if you're into any of that, stay tuned. But I will still continue to put out regular content on Only Murders in the Building. Either way, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the rooftop.